Hello, hello, and welcome to A Better World with Adrienne, the podcast. This is where I, Adrienne Schroeder, commune with you once a week and share tools, insights, experiences, modalities, portals, and healings so that you can live the life you want. You can live your dreams. We can all live our dreams, and when we do this, we contribute and build a better world together. So sit back, relax, grab a beverage, grab your highest self, an open mind, an open heart, and receive. You are worthy, and a new earth is here when we believe and be. Hello, and welcome to another episode of A Better World with Adrienne, the podcast. I'm Adrienne. I am your host, your guide, your leader. I'm a breathwork facilitator, an astrologer, a manifestation coach, a shaman, a healer, a guide, and this space exists for you to heal, to level up, to learn, to grow, to gain tools, and be equipped as the powerful new earth leader you are. So, what is a new earth leader? A new earth leader is someone who, on purpose, uses their gifts in this lifetime to make a meaningful contribution to making a world we're proud of. And so there's going to be quiet leaders. There's going to be leaders that are at the helm of worldwide movements. And there's going to be every gradient in between. However, what I know about you and me is if we're vibrating on the same frequency, this means that you are a new earth leader in some way, in some fashion, in some shape. And you don't have to have a business to be a new earth leader, although a lot of people do, because that's how they channel their medicine. You don't need to be a world leader. You can be an artist. You can be a mom or dad. You can be a volunteer. You can be an amazing partner. You can be the cycle breaker in your bloodline. Like, all of these things make a new earth leader. So just like I say in the intro every single time, what happens when each of us create a dream? What happens when each of us manifests a dream? We all quilt these dreams together to make a world we are proud of. So this is what we're up to in this podcast. Welcome back. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm very excited to share this potent topic with you, spirituality of money. And the reason I'm doing this episode is because I've been receiving the call. I've been receiving the call to teach more about money. I've been receiving the call to share more about the astrology of money. I've just been receiving the call over and over and over and over. And it's been a kind of, I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm like, yeah, I'm a breathwork facilitator. Yeah, I'm a healer. You know, I'm an astrologer, and am I a money expert? No. However, I'm a nervous system healer, okay? And what is money tied to? The nervous system deeply. So I'm receiving the call to speak about money, talk about money. It's showing up in my clients' lives. It's showing up in my potential clients' lives. It's showing up in the collective with the rhetoric of the recession. So I'm recording this podcast on April 9th, 2023. So it's going to drop on April 12th. And it's just coming up again and again and again and again and again. And it's one of those times where I'm being called forward by spirit. to speak truth on this, to share my story on this, and to share the tools of how I healed my relationship with money through spirituality and how I now flow spirituality of money in my life. Like, so we're going to dive into the spirituality of money. And if that sounds like an oxymoron to you, don't worry, boo, because that's how I was. And it's still a mind fuck for a lot of people. So know that you're not alone. Know that if this topic triggers you, that's because it's so deeply tied to the nervous system and our survival and the baseline of, if you think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's tied to that bottom rung, which is safety, which is like food, shelter, security. So before we officially begin this transmission, let's connect. I want to share what's on my altar. I do have real money on my altar today. I got cash out the bank. There is something really powerful to me about getting real money out and just having it in my space. So we have real money today. Some real spiritual money on the altar. We have yellow daffodils on the altar, and yellow is the color of the solar plexus chakra, which is power, all about power and will and using your power in a sacred way. So yeah, we're igniting our power. I have a calcite stone. I have my purple amethyst. I have my rose quartz for unconditional love, because that is really what I experience money to be, is an expression of unconditional love and values. And then I have a little quote card that I was guided to, and it is from Paulo Coelho. So if you don't know who he is the author of The Alchemist. And if you have not yet read The Alchemist, it's a must read for all spiritual beings on earth and for all new earth leaders. So shout out to The Alchemist. It literally sits on my nightstand and I flip to it probably a couple times a week, just for like, I ask spirit for a message through it and I always get what I need. So the quote is, if you think adventure is dangerous, try routine. It is lethal. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, oh shit, that's some 3D moves right there. And if you don't know this about me, my signature program, my breathwork astrology and manifesting signature program for leaders is called 3D Moves. And it's a 4-module experience transformation that is the moves in the 3D plane to bring your 5D visions out of the 5D and into the 3D. So it's all about how to take action. It's cosmic clearing, holy habits, astral automation, and divine design. It's all sacred structure and inspired action and masculine energy. So I pulled this card and I was like, yeah, routine. That's some 3D move shit. And plug for 3D Moves. If you're interested in doing that program, it's now a living, breathing community. You purchase the program, you move through it at your own pace. And then we are going to meet either quarterly or every other month for live Q&A and live breathwork journeys as a community. So go to the link in the show notes, because as a podcast listener, you receive a special code and discount for that. So that is what's on the altar. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, how you're listening, inhale through your nose. Inhale all the life force energy that is available to you to nourish you, to expand you, to purify you. Exhale out the mouth. Inhale this time all the way up through your third eye, opening your crown chakra, opening your connection to higher realms, the heavens above, your ancestors, your guides, all the energies that have the highest interest of of the good of humanity and the good of every person experiencing this transmission at heart. Exhale out the mouth. Feel your whole body in divine white light. Now inhale through the nose. Holding at the top, feel your feet rooted on Mother Earth and set an intention for this podcast. Why did you press play? Why are you watching this? What drew you to this title? Are you here to learn? Are you here to grow? Are you here to expand? What is your intention? What energy are you bringing? Are you bringing curiosity, love, joy? Maybe you're bringing some fears you have about money, and that's okay too. Breathe in your intention and exhale out the mouth. Let your intention float out into the space. Mind, body, spirit. The channel is open. And now we gonna play. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This episode is called Spirituality of Money, the spirituality of money. And when I say that title, that might be, like I mentioned at the beginning, it might be a mind fuck. It might be like spirituality and money. How can that be? And so first of all, I named this podcast this specific way because this is just how I experience money. Money is one of the most spiritual relationships in my life. One of the biggest portals of my spirituality is money in my life. And it wasn't always that way. It took a lot of years, literally years of healing. First, I started healing my mindset. Then I started healing my nervous system. And it took a long time and it took consistency. And yeah, so we're going to get into like what that even means, the spirituality of money. First, I want to talk about my own journey, like the 2 reasons why I'm talking about this. Okay. Well, 3 reasons. There's so many reasons. My own journey. So I've done 2 other podcast episodes that talk about money. One is called When $200 is Worth More Than $2,000. And that goes into my whole mindset behind money, the way I spend, the way I used to spend when I was in addiction, and how I spend now, what I see in the collective, how most people use money to numb out with substances rather than, spend $100 on a course that could change their life. So that's what that episode is about. And the other episode is called New Earth Economy with Jacqueline Holmes. And that's with my soul sister. She's also my bookkeeper and on team Mindful Joy. We go deep into what the New Earth Economy will look like and what it means. So I've done 2 other episodes on it. And this is just, my own take on money as a spiritual energy. And it's my hope and intention that this can shift your idea and mindset and not just mindset, because like, if you've been part of my work for a while, you know this. However, if you're new here, you might not know this. The mind only controls 5% of our life and our decisions. So legit, like doing mindset work, even doing meditation. I literally have been meditating every day for over a decade. I did not start creating massive shifts in my manifestations, which includes money. My money story is one of my biggest manifestations that I'm so deeply proud of. None of that started happening until I started healing my nervous system. Why? Because the nervous system holds the keys to 95% of our potential. It controls 95% of our decisions. That's why this fucking changes lives. So my own journey is the first reason why I'm talking about spirituality of money, because I really believe in the Rumi quote, the wound is where the light enters. And I believe this is how I describe Chiron in the natal chart. So if you ever get a natal chart reading with me, which if you want to do that, you can book through the link in the show notes. The natal chart is your soul's unique blueprint of when you took your first breath on this side, and it what your soul chose this as your traits for this lifetime. And so Chiron represents either a past life wound or an early childhood wound. And it also represents our deepest portal for our own healing. And then we can share what we learned with others, and that becomes our greatest medicine. So my relationship with money was so horrible and awful and just deep scarcity. Like I was programmed with something I call the starving artist paradigm. And then there's also this whole other paradigm that we're going to get into in this episode of like, to be a good person, like you either can be spiritual or rich. You can't be both. And that's just bullshit. That's a lie of the matrix that's perpetuated. And I've come to a place where I don't even know how someone would become a millionaire without being spiritual. Like, for real though. I see entities of darkness with tons and tons of money. However, money is power. And so they're willing to hold power. And that's something that the spiritual community really gets to heal and must heal. It's required for a new earth, is our ability to hold power, and not just power like, oh, I speak my truth. No, fucking stacking mad cash and then using that money to create change, to allocate resources, to expand love, to fucking block darkness. Like, money is a powerful spiritual energy that we all get to take responsibility for in our own lives and in our missions. So the first reason why I'm speaking more and teaching more specifically on money and spirituality and part of New Earth leadership is it's been a huge part of my healing journey. And so it was such a deep wound for so long that it's now become one of my deepest portals for medicine. So I'm going to flow this medicine through transmissions like this, through breath work, obviously, and through astrology and shamanism. So there's like, especially with shamanism and, indigenous roots and things like that, money can be a touchy subject in spirituality as well, because there's a lot of healers out there that have this notion that they should not accept money for their gifts. And I believe, and I don't believe, I know in my soul, it's actually tarnishing our gifts. It's actually flipping the bird to God, to spirit, to not be fully resourced. Because when we pour from burnout, when we pour from just scraping by, we are not being clean channels. We are not being the highest expression of the creator. We are not sharing our gifts in the most potent way possible. And that's a big fuck you to a new earth. We cannot allow our destiny to be diluted because we're not willing to heal our relationship with money. We're not willing to receive or expand or be fully resourced. Like, that is a required part of it. And so this is the huge concept and idea in the spirituality of money, is like, it's vital. If we think about the heartbeat and the pulse of a new earth, is going to be unconditional love and resources to support unconditional love. And that's going to be clean, joyful, new earth money, y'all. Can I get a hell yeah? Okay, so the first reason I'm talking about and teaching about money more specifically is my own journey. The wound is where the light enters. The second reason, and this is why I've been getting such a huge call from spirit. And I'm not going to lie,
I brushed it away for a while because it's uncomfortable, okay? Like, and I'm being called to a higher game in my own leadership, and I'm willing to answer the call. I'm willing to say, okay, Spirit, you keep sending this message my way. I'm fucking uncomfortable. I will do it. I will do it. This makes me think of one of my deepest mentors, and she's actually a huge money mentor for me. Her name is Victoria Washington. And I remember when George Floyd got murdered in the US in summer 2020, where, the COVID pandemic is raging, and my God, what a time to live. Not only in the US, but I live in the city of Chicago, and what a time to live in the city of Chicago. I remember going to a masterclass that Victoria led, and it was all about healing. I'm going to butcher the name of this masterclass, but it was all about healing racism within the coaching industry. And basically all these white coaches were like realizing how racist, like not on purpose, but realizing like how deep seated the racism is. And Victoria led a masterclass on it. I don't remember what the name of it was, but I remember her saying at the beginning of the class, I remember her looking out and being like, you guys, I did not want to do this masterclass. I did not want to do it. God told me to, though. I just got chills. Ooh, I got chills. They're multiplying. Name that movie. Oh, yeah, it's Grease. She said, I didn't want to do this. God told me to. I got called to do this. And so while it's a completely different situation, that's kind of how I feel right now. There's so much rhetoric in the collective about the recession. And this is what I see time again and time again and time again. I see amazing, powerful spiritual leaders wanting to say yes to themselves, wanting to level up, wanting to have a soul business, wanting to do all of these amazing things that will change the planet. And they say no to themselves, and they say no to their vision because of money. And I have reached a point where I'm like, okay, I'm going to speak directly into this. I'm sick of it. Like, it gets to be complete. It gets to be like, there's a reason why these people were entering my field, and I was noticing this so many times. And then it started dropping into my meditations, like talk about money. And then of course there's portals in astrology for money as well. And it's an affront to a new earth to not heal this, to not talk about this, and for me to not answer the call, even if it's uncomfortable for me. So that's how I see it. And it really, the third reason, if we go back to the intention of this podcast, a better world with Adrienne. A better world will be built with spiritual money. A better world is going to be equal distribution of wealth. It's not going to be poverty and the ultra wealthy just fucking wreaking havoc on society and, leading the matrix charge of darkness. No, it's going to be clean money based in love, based in true wealth, based in honoring of our home planet. And it's going to be enough. It's going to be more than enough. It's going to be overflow. Okay. We cannot get there if we don't talk about money. And if New Earth leaders do not heal their relationship with money. So, spirituality of money, the title of this podcast. shifting, the first thing to do. So those are the 3 reasons why I'm even talking about this shit. First, my own journey with money. I went from a broke as fuck artist to I'm now the first 6-figure earner in my bloodline. And I'm still an artist. I have a business based in music and mindfulness, and then breath work, astrology, and shamanism. People told me I could never make money being a musician. People told me I could never make money being a spiritual person, like being a healer. That's fucking old paradigm. That's matrix bullshit. And so my life is an example and a reason. If I can do it, so can you. So that's the first reason, my own journey. Second reason, I see this block again and again and again and again and again and again and again. And I am raising my hand to answer the call to be part of the change. And then the third thing is a new earth requires the spirituality of money. It's just required. So something that you may have heard me say before, if you've been part of this community, and if you are new here, welcome. No one ever has to do anything. All right. Even if you have a gun to your head and someone tells you to do something, you don't have to. Like, will there be certain consequences for certain behaviors? Yes. So you never have to do it though. There are certain behaviors required to make a new earth. And one of those is spiritual wealth. One of those is the spirituality of money. So now I'm going to go into some pillars of what this means, what the spirituality of money means to me. And I'm just going to let it flow. Like sometimes in these podcasts, I have a bulleted list and everything's just like boom, 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 boom. And I do have that here. I definitely feel though, like money, I mean, if we're talking the 2 astrological places to look in your chart about money, I really believe it's the 2nd house and the 8th house, or Taurus and Scorpio. So Taurus is like new earth money, like stacking cash, man. And Taurus is like, I save 10% of every paycheck. Scorpio is like quantum investing. It's like, ooh, I got to this $10,000. Now I'm going to spend $10,000 on this coach, and it's going to expand my impact and my income by like 10x. That's quantum water money. So Taurus is like, boom, boom, boom. We stack and we stack and we stack in. And at the time of this recording in April 2023, the North Node is in Taurus and Uranus is in Taurus. So it's a really, really, really good idea to be stacking cash right now because our destiny is to stack. And with Uranus, the planet of change, upheaval, rebellion, and shock in Taurus, it's just good to have a nice little cushion. And then the other 2 places to look, 2nd house rules income, like the income from your job or however you create money. And then the 8th house is shared income. So it could be inheritance. It could be money of a partner. It could be like investing. So all of those things, I digress. So I'm just going to go over some values that I hold and that make the spirituality of money. So one book that you could start with that changed my life, and it started like getting my wheels turning. I might actually reread it now that I think of it. It's called The Soul of Money by Lynn Twist. And it really changed the game for me in terms of what I thought about money, how I felt about money, because I had a lot of programming. I mean, we all have programming from our bloodline about money, and usually it's a lot of negative stories about it. And I also had stories and rhetoric like burned into my nervous system as a musician and as a woman. There's still people, like, I'm not going to name names, people, like older people in my family have said, well, geez, you do all that and you're a woman, you're not married. And I'm like, yeah, also, this is why we don't hang out. So there's so many different programmings and layers with money, but these are some key beliefs and shifts that I made first in my mind. And then the only way to live them out was for me to heal my nervous system in alignment with them, to release all the old things out of the 95%, out of my subconscious that controls 95%, to align it with my mind. And then I could manifest. Then I could make it my 3D reality. So the first is, everybody knows the saying, money is the root of all evil, right? So money is not the root of all evil. Money is a neutral energy, and it's a magnifier and an amplifier. So money just makes you more of who you are. If you are a class A jerk and you have a lot of fucking money, then you will just be more of a class A jerk. If you are a deeply loving, spiritual, generous person and you have a lot of money, you will just be more deeply loving, generous, and spiritual. Like, one of the people I learned this the most from was my previous client and now mentor, Mike. I remember the first time I went to his house, I was like, oh my God, I've never been anywhere this nice in my whole life. And he was so generous and kind. And I remember one time I like showed up to teach a piano lesson, and he'd gotten like an extra set of these like $300 headphones in the mail, and he didn't need them. And he was just like, hey, I got these in the mail. Like, do you want them? I'm not going to use them. And I literally was like, oh my God, what? I was like, this is more than my car payment. But it just magnifies who he is, because he's a very generous, thoughtful person. So just knowing that it's just energy. It's energy, it's neutral energy that we get to code with our unique codes and our unique energy and intentions. So what do I decide? Money is the root of love, abundance, a new earth, impact. Okay. Money is second thing. Money is power on the earthly realm. So there's this whole thing about love and light. I call that surface spirituality. Love and light ain't gonna do jack. All right. When adversity strikes, surface spirituality shatters and disappears, and people ghost their vision. And I'm seeing it every day. I'm seeing it every day as people talk about the recession and things get more interesting here on planet Earth. Money's power. Money is power. How do we pay for shit? Money. How do we get resources? Money. How do we get food? Money. It's just power. And so we must hold our power. We must learn how to manifest and hold the power of money, and then use it for good. So it's huge. It's huge. It's just power. And this is why it's spiritual, because we're in a spiritual warfare, y'all. There's the matrix, there's energies of darkness, there's literal physical warfare. Like, there's everything with AI and tech, and we must hold our power and wield it. And one of the greatest expressions of power on the earthly realm is money. So it's required. It's required in a new earth. And this goes into the fourth thing, or the third thing. The reason why darkness advances and light does not, historically, is because darkness is not afraid to use their power and wield it to push their agenda forward. Light workers are scared of money, are scared of power, and are not willing to, wield it to make a world they love. Like there's a difference between being, high vibe and love and light, which is surfacey and won't move the needle long term. It's cool for a meme. Beyond that, not the vibe. And there's a difference between that and being a sacred warrior of love. And for a better world, for a new earth, we all get to be sacred warriors of love. And what is one of the biggest swords we use as a sacred warrior of love? Money. We cannot sustain the mission if we don't make money. We cannot share our gifts if we are broke and burnt out. We cannot share and be a clean channel if we are not fully resourced. Like, our destiny deserves more than that. Our individual destiny and our collective destiny. So this is why darkness advances and light does not. The spirituality of money, when you acknowledge and embody and heal into the cells of your being, that money is spiritual. Think about it. Every dollar you spend is a vote for the kind of person you are and the world you believe in. Money is an expression of values. Like, I could get my flowers from Whole Foods. I don't. I go around the corner to the local flower shop that is a Croatian family that I just adore. And I give them a hug every Saturday. And that is an expression of my values. And it's an expression of a world that I believe in. And so that's spiritual money right there. Also, like, I can share, I can give money to causes I believe in. I can donate to candidates that I believe in. And, that's a whole nother fucking episode, is I am a spiritual leader that votes. And I know that not every spiritual person believes in that. To me, this is how I think about it. We cannot shatter the matrix effectively without studying it and keeping a pulse on it. And also, some puppets are better than others. That's why I vote. And I don't believe in just opting out of the 3D reality. I don't think it's right or helpful or useful. So money isn't a neutral energy. It's an amplifier. It's power on the earthly plane. It's why darkness advances and light does not. It comes down to money. I'm not going to lie. And then the other part of spiritual money is it's clean and joyful and consensual. That's a word that Jacqueline used in my interview with her that really resonated with me. Clean, joyful, and consensual. I don't know if maybe that was the correct word, but like desire-based, like not oppressive force, like you must do this with your money. So clean money. It's not coercive. Clean and joyful. It's like when my mindful music families pay me, like, and they say like, and thank you, exclamation point with an emoji next to their payment. It's clean, joyful money. It's clean, joyful, sacred exchange of the spirituality of money. I'm sharing my gifts to help their kids, to help their family. And they're sharing the energy of money with me. So I get to have, my lifestyle. I get to heal myself. I get to have, everything for my home and blah, 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 and my business. That's clean, joyful money. And it's joyful to receive and it's joyful to send. Same thing for it. It goes both ways. Same for if you're sending money or receiving money. And this has a lot to do with business as well, but like, I've refunded people money before. And it's not something I do often. However, I've done it because I did not want that money touching my accounts because it wasn't clean and it wasn't joyful. And there's something off about it. And I said, I want that energy out of my business, out of my space, out of my field. And the same thing I do for me when I'm sending money, like when I'm paying my own healers or my own coaches, I'm just like, oh my God, thank you. This is changing my life. Like it feels so good to pay them. And it doesn't mean it's not stretchy. There's a difference between stretchy and unclean. And so stretchy is like, this is scary because this is a large amount of money that I'm investing. However, it's scary. Like I know my life's about to fucking change and I'm on the edge of greatness. That's different than like, oh my God, I just drained my whole savings account and like, this has to work. And I've seen people make success that way for sure. I've done that in my past and actually really, it was very detrimental. However, that exchange was coercive. That coach basically said, if you don't do you actually believe in your dreams or not? Like putting that kind of thing on me. That's old paradigm bullshit, slimy sales. And I know that was an initiation for me to really learn the kind of business that I want to be a part of and know that there's nuances and know that exists deeply in the spiritual space. That was not clean or joyful. So those are the four, I guess, like pillars, ideas on like the spirituality of money as a spiritual force. Money is a spiritual force of the quantum realm that we get to play with and we get to have fun with, and we get to use it to create lives that we love and to create legacies and impact that we love and create equal distribution of wealth and money on the fucking planet for a better world. Because think about how many times a day you or someone does something they don't want to do. And I'm not talking about like, oh, I don't want to, like, I don't feel like doing this like project for work, or I don't feel like creating this program. Not that, but how many times a day, like, does someone not go get a healing because of money, or not go for their dream because of money, or like, how many times a day? And it gets to stop. And the biggest shift is shifting our identity and each of our personal relationships with money as leaders, from one of fear, from one of scarcity, from one of turmoil. Like most people have a toxic, abusive relationship with money. I know I did for a really, 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 really long time. And now it's sacred. It is one of the most sacred relationships of my life. Me and money, baby. And it's not a fucking booty call. It's not like, oh no, I don't have any. Like it's a relationship, not like, oh, I need you. No, it's a relationship. So the spirituality of money, this is such a big topic. So this is how I define it. The spirituality of money is the creation of wealth as choice, freedom, and expansion of love for a new earth. The creation of wealth as choice, freedom, and expansion of love for a new earth. So for me, this occurs in 3 ways. I never want my creativity to be stunted by my resources. So if I have an idea, I want to be able to just jump on it and go, because I'm a powerful creator as a new earth leader, and I don't want my creativity and artistry to ever be stunted by the amount of resources I have. And so this is like always a process, right? However, that's one of the ways it appears for me too. I never want my generosity to be stunted. Like for my mindful music recitals, I go to the vegan gluten-free bakery. Shout out to Deflowered on the north side of Chicago. And I get them whatever I want, and I don't look at the prices because my kids deserve the best. Same with my nieces. I get them what feels right in my heart. I'm not like, oh, like I can't do this, or like I honestly like have plans. I want to take, I know my mom sometimes listens to this podcast. Like I want to take my mom and dad on a vacation to Europe one day. Like that's something I really, really, really want to do. I don't want my generosity to be stunted by the amount of wealth I have. I don't. And then 3, impact. I don't want my impact to be stunted. So to me, the spirituality of money is the creation of wealth for freedom, choice, and expansion of unconditional love in building a new earth. And it's each of our responsibilities as new earth leaders. So until spiritual leaders view money as a pillar and an integral 3D part of your ability to serve, we're never going to make a new earth. I'm going to say that again. Until spiritual leaders view and embody money as a pillar in their ability to serve in this 3D reality, we're never going to make a new earth. So you can't sustain the mission if you don't make money. And so this episode exists for the gears to start shifting in your mind, in your heart, in your spirit, about money as a spiritual force and a key component for a new earth. Money is not the root of all evil. Money is the root of whatever the fuck we decide. And here in this community, it's love, abundance, joy, expansion, equality, freedom. Heaven on earth, baby. Heaven on earth. So I would love to know what landed for you. What triggered you? If something really, really triggered you, there's something there for you there. There's something there for you there. There is something there for you. A trigger is just a portal of healing that feels ouchy at first. That's all it is. And some people view it as a stop sign and they turn around and run the opposite way. I invite you to pause, to take a deep breath, and to walk through it. And if you want someone to walk through it with, book a breathwork session with me, book a natal chart reading with me, book a big 3 breathwork with me. Like, this is why I do what I do, to help people heal through their stuff so they can make their contributions to a new earth. because we need you. We need you in your greatness. We need you in your original state, the state before life happened and you thought it couldn't be. We need you in your greatness, leader. We need you in your greatness right now. Come heal with me. Come heal with me. Come breathe with the stars. I didn't plan on singing to you, and now I'm singing to you. Oh my God, I love this podcast so much. It's one of my favorite things I do every week. Seriously though, the spirituality of money. If you want to heal and level up as a leader, there's no better way than through the nervous system, through the breath, through the body, through the stars, and through manifesting. So that's the first invitation. Book a one-on-one session with me. Second invitation is this Friday, April 14th. Jacqueline Holmes and I are leading a 2-hour masterclass. It's called Cosmic Cash. It's all on channeling. It's on crystals. It's on New Earth Economy consciousness. I'm going to do the astrology of 2023 in terms of money, and then we're going to do a breathwork journey. It's literally $27. Run, don't walk to the link in the show notes and sign up. Like this, we priced it that way to make it a fuck yes, such an easy yes, because we understand that people do have money blocks. And what we really desire is to get this information and healing out there so you can see what's possible. And let me tell you what, if you're not willing to invest $27 in a masterclass to heal your money, you're not in the game of personal development. You're not in the game of healing. You're not in the game of leadership. Like if you're not willing to trade Uber Eats once for a masterclass that could change your whole life, then you're not in the game of transformation. Like I'm just going to give it to you straight because I respect you. I respect you enough to tell you the truth. And that's the truth. So get in the room. Cosmic Cash, Friday the 14th. And then finally, if you want to access my signature program, 3D Moves, go to the link in the show notes. Remember, that's a living, breathing community and program we're going to have for the rest of 2023, live Q&As and live breathwork journeys. So as a podcast listener, you receive a special code. So those are the 3 invitations: one-on-one sessions, Cosmic Cash this Friday, and then finally 3D Moves, baby. All right. This has been Spirituality of Money. I would love to hear from you. Tag me in your Instagram stories. Let me know what resonated with you. Let me know how it impacted you, what came up for you, how you're going to implement it in your life. And when you write a review of the podcast, you get entered to win an astrology masterclass with me. So if you feel the call, if this changed your life, if you love this community, if this podcast really spoke to you, it really helps and goes a long way when you write a review, and you're also entered to win. So may this nourish you for your path. May this ignite a new relationship of the spirituality of money for you as a leader in your own life, in your family, in your bloodline, in your legacy, in the whole damn world, because we need you. Remember that your ideas matter. Remember how unique and important you are, that every single cell in your body contains the wisdom of past lives, of your soul, and it's just up to you to listen, to tap back in. Don't forget that you're beautiful, just as you are right here, right now, and that you can figure things out. No matter what's going on in your life, you have the ability to figure things out and make amazing, amazing, amazing dreams. All right, go out there, be a little bit kinder to yourself and others. than you feel is necessary. And be the light, be the change, and be the kind of light that makes moves, not the kind that just says it. Go out there, be an amazing you, be the positive ripple. I love you so, 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 so much. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.
Thank you so much for tuning in to A Better World with Adrienne. If you liked this episode, please subscribe to A Better World. Share this podcast with someone you love, someone you know that has dreams and visions to share with all of us for a better world. So subscribe, please leave a review, and let's spread this message like the wildfire of the heart, of the soul, of a better world. Follow me on Instagram at mindfuljoymuse. Tag me in your stories and let's spread this message. Don't forget, you're the only you that exists in the history of the universe. You are important, you are worthy, you are valuable, your ideas are needed and an important part of a better world. Love you and see you soon.